Cooking Fresh with Roxanne. Happy Sunday. I've got a special treat for you tonight. I'm going to make pork chili. Now, normal people that aren't me, would normally buy the pork, it would be in a ground pork, in a ground pork form. Not me. I save money, see, little chunks of pork. I save money by buying the pork in these large 4-pound roasts and cutting them up in 1-pound sections. And that is what I use that for. I cut it up into little bite-sized pieces, put it back over there, Roxanne, silly girl, so that I can make pork chili with it. Really simple. Now, as you see, we've got our cilantro. Probably going to use most of this. Don't know yet how I am. Let's smell it and move along that way. This is scallions and white sweet onions, along with probably about a teaspoon and a half, or 2 large cloves. A teaspoon and a half if you're using bottled garlic. Now, what I'm going to do with the spices, I'm going to add them in. The cumin, the smoky paprika. There's going to be a little extra onion or garlic powder if necessary, if it doesn't pass that taste test, and a little sage. And always you have to put a little bit of oregano. And now when I say little, I'm actually going to be using my fingers, and just because you don't want to go overboard with it. That's about flavor. All right, now let's move on over here and get the thing started. We need to get a sizzle here. It's got to sizzle. After all, if it's not sizzling, it's not cooking. Now, with these new pans I got, I realized we have to use wood. And we have to use a lot of oil or fat to keep it from sticking. Pork is a white meat. Coconut oil is also white. Coconut oil is a little bit thicker, so it's not going to have a real high flash point. Okay? So it's not going to be frying it necessarily, but what it's going to do is it's going to keep it from sticking to the bottom of the Dutch oven. We don't want it on the bottom. We want it to be moving around so we can eat it. It's stuck on the bottom. No one can benefit from that. Now, what I do with this, I get that heated up. I always put the pork in first, and then I put the onions and garlic around it, going along with the salt as I move. I'm also going to be using Himalayan, both, and pardon off camera, thank you, black pepper. As I'm cooking it along with all the other spices, there's also going to be time for me to put a little crushed red pepper in it. Now, this is so easy and something you can make, and I would say this is probably only going to cost about $4, if that. And that's including the, 65 cents for the crushed tomatoes, can of that, and the 55 cents, or maybe it was 80 cents for the kidney beans, canned kidney beans, because I didn't have time to make them up. But oftentimes I do. I'm going to make some pintos tonight, so we can have some pinto bean tacos tomorrow. Pinto bean and cheese tacos with a little bit of hamburger. And the way that I do that is I soak them overnight. I just get them and I rinse them with a whole bunch of water. No salt, just sit them in the fridge and let them sit around. Tell jokes to one another, or whatever it is that beans do when they're sitting in there all by themselves with the milk on one side and grape juice on the other. Who knows what they talk about? So this is going to start simmering away. We're going to add our onions and our garlic. Get that moving on down. As that's moving along, I'm not going to do much to it. Nope. I'm going to let it kind of get the flavors going. Pardon me. Roxanne. There. Yeah, anyway. There, that's better. Now it's going to be cooking away. Oh, man. It really smells good. You know, I'm going to give it about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. Handful of cilantro. I'm going to toss that in there too. I'm not putting any juice in this either. And it's medium high. Put that lid on. Yes. Put the lid on. And let it steam and culminate here and get ready for the next round. So, while we're taking a brief little break, I wanted to thank my sponsors. X39, the flagship product of LifeWave. Love it. I have one of those patches right about here on my neck every day because it helps with things like making my skin softer, helps with backaches. Boy, I actually can say that the gallbladder disease I was dealing with is far and away less problematic. I'm so grateful. And another product that I've tried recently from Live Good sleep patches. I put one of these babies on my arm at night, and it helps me to get sleepy so that I'm able to maintain my sleep and stay asleep longer, up to 7 hours. And that's pretty good. It's all natural. And with your Live Good membership, that patch, our patches for a 30-day supply, $18. Without the membership, $24. You really have to take a look at what Live Good has to offer. And again, LifeWave, the sleeve I showed you, the X39 flagship product, that's $149.95 if you are not a member. But if you are a member, it's only $99.95. Check into that. I will share a link for both of these so that you can do your research. I don't force anybody to make their decisions. Everybody's got to have their own mind. Here we go. Let's see what this guy's doing. Oh, good. He's not sticking. That's good. Okay. Oh, Lord. Excuse me. Those onions are making my nose run. That's going to keep up doing what it's doing. We're going to add the tomatoes here. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to add some beans to it. Put that all together, and we'll be putting the paprika and the different spices. Take a look when I post. Take a look, and I will put the ingredients as I bring them together in the dish. Also, I want to thank you so much for watching Cooking Fresh with Roxanne and supporting me. And if you get a chance, please go over to my YouTube page. Like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Cooking Fresh with Roxanne. God bless you all, and I hope this works out for you. After all, about $4, I think, for the whole meal. Pork chili, it's what's for dinner tonight on Sunday. God bless again. Thank you for watching Cooking Fresh with Roxanne. Have a nice evening.